Okay, so we won't do this video. I got a brand new phone, so I don't know if it's going to work. So a subscriber that I have suggested on one of my videos to do a video about all of my lures that I own. Well, I have a lot of lures, so I will not be able to do only one video about it, so I thought, why don't I do a video about each category of lure I have. So I have all my top waters out here. I got my walking baits. I got 2 silent walking baits and 4 loud walking baits. I got 2 poppers, and then I got 2 what I call prop baits, which one of them's really not. One of them's sort of a hybrid. It's the whopper popper. But then I also have 4 frogs, which I actually have a 5th frog, but it's out there on my frog rod, and I don't want to go over there and get it because I don't really want to. But I'll tell you what that is real quick. The frog I have on the frog rod right now is a Strike King Sexy Frog. It's a green pumpkin top, pearl white belly. Then my other frog style baits, I got this Booyah Shad Frog here. So basically it's called the Shad Frog because it's colored like a shad. Then I have my favorite, which is a Spro Popping Frog. Then one of my most producer, the frog that I caught the most fish on, is this Matsu frog. It's a popping frog. It's black and white. I've caught 12 fish in one day actually fishing with this through the summertime. I think it was actually in September. I caught 12 fish fishing a frog all day over the grass. I mean, it was literally like noon, and I was still catching like 2.5 pounders with that frog. And then last weedless topwater bait is the mouse, the live target mouse, and you can tell it is very beat up. You can tell the head is beat up. It doesn't really stay on top of the water very well. It's sort of a subsurface bait now, which I think is pretty neat how it made it sort of a subsurface, kind of a underneath the water kind of walking bait, which is pretty cool. So there's my frog style baits. Next, I'm going to go with poppers. So the 2 poppers I got this one here, which is a Rebel Popper P60 color, or P90. Not, yeah. Okay, messed up there. Probably will not edit that out. It's the P90 size, and it's in Foxy Shad color. That's what I was trying to say. And it's got a rattle, and it's really good. It's got the red mouth, and it's got the feather treble, which I think the feather treble is pretty cool. But this popper here, see, the other one's got like a fiber tail. This one here's got an actual feathers, and it's a bit better made popper in a couple different ways. It's got a bigger mouth, and it's got a better feather on it. Now, yesterday, I went out and fished this popper, and I seen some bass chasing bluegill. So I took this popper, and I started fishing it right in the middle of them bass. And I actually caught a bluegill on it. I had that bluegill. I had this hook here in the belly part, and then I had this top hook in the mouth. And he tried to eat this popper. And you can tell just by the size of my thumb, it's a pretty good sized popper. And that bluegill was only about maybe half the size of my hand. So, you think of something half the size of my hand trying to eat the bait that I was trying to imitate it with, it's pretty crazy. But I sadly was going to put it on a video. See, it was going to be part of that video where I caught that bass with the ultra finesse one. Well, it got deleted by accident. I did have it though, but it didn't work out. The camera wasn't on. It was really mess after that, and it wasn't nobody's fault. It was more my phone, and that's why I got a new phone now. So I caught a bluegill on this, and I had a couple hits from a bass, but I haven't really fished it a whole lot, but it's got a really good treble. I really like that feather on there. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about these, what I call prop style bait. Now, this is a whopper plopper, so it's not really a prop style bait. This is sort of a hybrid. It's, you can use it as a popper, you can use it as a winder bait, as I call them. But this is just a Terminator 23 is what the color is called. I'm 99% sure that's what the color is called. And it's a river to sea whopper plopper. And I don't know if I told you guys, but this popper that I caught the bluegill on is made by Cotton Cordell. is the person that is the company that made that popper. And then this here's a River to Sea whopper plopper. You know, I've seen so many videos by Bama Bass, Andrew Flair, Lunkers TV, John B, AP Bassin. All these people were posting videos of fishing with whopper ploppers. And so I thought, you know what, why not buy one the next time I can? So when we went down to Memphis, I picked one up and I bought it. And it's the I don't know if it's the 110 or not. I don't really remember the size. It doesn't, oh yeah it does. It's Whopper Plopper 90. It's the 90 size. I want to get one of the big white ones. Like the color's bone color. I want to get a bigger one that color. I think those work pretty well. But next, this lure here is a very sentimental lure. This lure is the lure I used to catch my very first bass on a lure. I keep saying lure. But this topwater torpedo, it's a head and tiny torpedo, it's black with white stripes on it, is an awesome bait if you're trying to teach somebody how to bass fish. This is the bait that I learned how to bass fish with. There was a point in the first couple months that I bass fished where I would only throw this, and I would catch like 4 or 5 different fish. You know, I'd catch a limit almost every time I went. And just this bait, that's all I would fish with. And I caught a personal best on it, and that personal best was, believe it or not, it was actually the first personal best I ever had. And that personal best actually stood for like almost a year and a half. So this bait will catch little fish, big fish, all kinds of fish. I've seen people catch bluegill on these. I've even had a hit from about a 2.5 pound crappie on, not this one, but a different one. It was colored like a bass color. But now my little brother, he has that one. And you know, these things will catch anything that'll hit top water. So now I got these walking baits. Now some of them are kind of intertwined. If you guys want a tip on doing videos, make sure you have all your fishing tackle that you're going to be doing a video on. Make sure you have it already ready before you start the camera. That's really smart. That's really a key thing to do. And one thing you'll learn about me is I will never do the right thing. I will always mess something up. So this here is Rebel Frog R. Yeah, I think that's what it's called, Frog R. And it's brown bull frog. I haven't caught nothing on it, but I bought it. It's got rattles in it. It's a small walking bait. You know, it's the size of this pop R. You know, it's about the same size. But this here is good for fishing right before the grass really gets on, where you can use something, you know, not this, but something of this style. So next, these two baits here are good pond baits. This is a hidden Zura Spook Junior, and this is a hidden Zura Spook. They're original. And now you can tell they're both bass colored. But this one here is silent, which that's just the hooks that you hold it like this. It's silent. And this one here is called, I call it a one knocker. That's basically what it sounds like. And they're both bass colored. Then I got one of my favorite shad spawning and shad imitating lures in my tackle box. This right here. This is awesome for clear water. This is awesome for when the bass are schooling on shad. It's a little hidden Zura puppy spook. It's in chartreuse shad, I believe. No, it's in, it might be chartreuse shad. I don't know. But, it's in a sexy shad. That's the color it's called. Had a stupid moment there for a second. But this thing walks very easily. If you're trying to teach somebody how to walk the dog with a bait, this here is a really good one. It walks easy. It's not very hard to walk. You know, you go and try to walk a bait like this, and then you transfer over to this. This here is completely different. See, there was like half a year where I would only throw something this size, which I'll show you it here in a second. And then one day, when the bass were schooling on shad, I picked that thing up and was starting to work it like the other one, and it wasn't working. And then I realized that it's a lot easier to work. So next is probably my favorite topwater bait besides a frog, and that's the Strike King Sexy Dog natural shad color. Now, believe it or not, even though ponds around here do not have shad, I've caught more fish on this in ponds than anywhere else. This, I mean, in my opinion, sorry about that, I had to move the chair. In my opinion, if you're going to take lures to a pond that has kind of semi-muddy water, like kind of a mix between muddy and clear water, if that makes any sense, the two colors you want to throw is white or shad color or black and white. You know, like that's why I buy so many black frogs, and that's why this here works. You know, anything black color works really good, or anything that has a white belly like that, anything like that really works good in ponds. So this here is really good bait as well. And then my last topwater bait, it was kind of a stupid buy, but I bought it for 99 cents at Rural King over in Indiana. And I bought it for 99 cents because I thought it would be pretty good for dirty water topwater fishing. Well, then I realized a couple weeks ago that it's a muskie lure, and I didn't even know it. And what's odd is we don't even have muskies around here, so why in the world are they selling them? But for some weird reason, the Walmart that's about 5 miles that way, for some reason, they have saltwater shrimp, the Berkeley Gulp 3-inch shrimps for saltwater fishing. And we live in Illinois. There ain't no saltwater in Illinois. But anyway, this is a muskie lure here. This is a big citrus shad. I mean, it's got a red back, blue side, yellow belly with a couple black dots, and it's got a giant eye. It's got a popper mouth. It walks good for being not a bass lure, and it's got a lot of rattles. It's got a lot of rattles in it. When you cast it, it's not very subtle. That's one way to put it right there. It is very loud. There's literally no way you can cast it and not explode the pond in half. I mean, you make a cast with this thing, the neighbors 5 miles down the road will hear it. I mean, it is loud. There was one time that I was fishing with it just for fun, see if I could get a hit on it. I've had a couple hits on it actually, but I've never caught nothing with it. But I remember I cast it one time. I nearly cast it all the way across the pond, and my dad, he was all the way across the pond. He goes, "What was that?" And that was this bait hitting the water. But you can tell, see how that there is like that instead of like on these, on this Strike King bait. See how that eyelet is small? See how that eyelet's real big right there? That's one clue that I should have noticed, that it's not really a bass lure. But I hope you guys like this video. That's all the topwater baits I have right now. I'm going to definitely buy some more because I love topwater fishing, as you can tell by the name of my channel. But that's all the topwater baits. This is going to be a big series about all the lures. Now, I'm not going to post one like every day, but I'm hopefully going to be able to post at least one of these type of videos every week until I run out of tackle to do. So, hope you guys like the video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Anybody who does a suggestion, make sure you put that in there. The credit for what am I trying to say? The suggestion of this video was made by a guy of the name, I don't know if I could say his name. I better not. Okay, I'm not going to say his name. But if you guys want to see the comment to see who it was from, go to the my first mystery tackle box video and look at the comments. That's who it was. I'm not going to say his name because I don't really want to get in trouble, because I don't know if I will. But thanks for watching the video. Hope you guys like it. There's a picture of the lures.